Hello and welcome to stream. I hope that you're all doing well today. My throat hurts, so if I don't sound particularly energetic, that is partially why. The other part is, it was kind of a hard day for me yesterday, for a couple of different reasons, none of which really have anything to do with like my job or anything. Just kind of the circumstances around transitioning from the previous job, and how that is still ongoing. Which sucks, but I'm hoping that'll finally come to an end soon, and it will in October. But until then, you know, we still have the ramifications of leaving to deal with, which unfortunately have been far-reaching. Anyway, we're playing more Trails Through Daybreak today. If you weren't here last time, we got to the epilogue chapter of this game. However, I am unfortunately obligated to discuss a situation that has arisen with the Nihon Falcon Company, which does not bring me joy, to say the least. So if you've been following this series, or maybe you've like seen me be retweeting shit on Twitter, you know that on the 26th of September, Nihon Falcom is coming out with their most recent entry to the Kiseki series called Farewell O Zemiria. Farewell O Zemiria, aka Kai no Kiseki, is the third game in this trilogy, which looks pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of spoilered screenshots and stuff like that out there now. I think someone probably ripped the game or something. There's some streamer that like always spoils all the Kiseki games before they like launch or whatever, so there's spoilers abound, but that's not what this conversation is about. This conversation is about a decision that was made, according to 4Gamer, where Falcom has decided to use a AI translation engine by the name of Ella to translate their most recent entry of this series into multiple languages. And this is just a test right now. It's being tested at the Tokyo Game Show. There's like a contest or something being held where like there's an opportunity for people in the audience to like pick lines from 4 characters or something to determine how well the AI has translated the content. And depending on the success of this test, I suppose they're looking to utilize this AI machine to translate the Kiseki games going forward. I don't think I need to tell you how I feel about this. This is horrible. Not just because like it's generative AI, but also because like so without like going into too much detail because I'd be here all day. The Kiseki series is my favorite series of video games. I've been following it since I was in community college. When I got my hands on Trails in the Sky before I even knew that there was a series. And it's been a big part of my life ever since. And I've also intimately followed the curse of getting these games translated. There are some very real things that happened during the course of getting the Kiseki games brought overseas. And I don't just mean Trails in the Sky, I mean all of them. I mean all 3 of the Trails in the Sky games, both Crossbell games, all of the Trails of Cold Steel games, and I don't think Daybreak had a particularly troubled development, but I don't think I followed it too closely. Suffice it to say, I sympathize with the fact that these games are extremely difficult to... sorry, I shouldn't have said sympathize. I should have said empathize. I empathize with the fact that these games are very difficult to localize. Each one, there are pictures of this. Each one, in and of itself, is a book. Some of them are 2 books, some of them are 3 books. I believe the third was the biggest game in the Kiseki series, and then I think Trails into Reverie came out, and it blew the third out of the water. So I get it. it's a very difficult series to localize, and there's a lot of moving parts to this series because it's not just main story text that's being localized, it's NPC dialogue. And as you know, by watching me play Trails Through Daybreak, every NPC in every Trails game has its own individual story. All of them have their own little struggles that they go throughout the course of the game. That's why every time we enter a new chapter, or every time we enter a new part of Trails Through Daybreak, we talk to all of the NPCs, because these stories advance across the game. And this is the case for every single Kiseki game. I understand that that's like troublesome to translate, and there's also other things as well, but generative AI is not the way. You're talking about 10 years of a person's works. The Kiseki games wouldn't even be stateside without the efforts of Brittany Avery, who was the original spearhead of this project back at Xseed. She is the entire reason why these games even came stateside. So to say that now we should use generative AI to translate these games and completely write off 10 years of work that localizers and voice actors and translators and all sorts of people have done is ludicrous. And I bring in the voice actors in this because they're important too. There are voice actors in this series that only wait for these roles. Like they continue to reprise their character every time their character is in the game or in the games. Like there are multiple games where characters partake and they all have the same voice actors because that is how passionate they are about this series. Like there is a lot that has gone into this effort over the 10 years that it's been done, and like it's just discouraging. I understand, I think, where it's coming from, and I really hope that like the plan isn't to like use the generative AI and like push aside all the translation work. Like maybe they want to use it in tandem with the translation work. I don't know, there's not a lot of details out. That's why I'm not going into too much detail about it. But everything that they've put on the 4Gamer article doesn't sound good. So I'm hoping that there's more information, and I'll paste this article into chat so you can read it on your own if you are interested. I'm hoping there's more information about this as it rolls out to the Tokyo Game Show, and I hope that there's more conversations about it, especially because you can't just put out something about generative AI and expect people not to have an opinion about it. And Kondo, the developer, Kondo, the president of the Nihon Falcom company, in the past has been a very conscientious person when it comes to things like work-life balance and like the importance of his employees and things like that. He's got a heart. So I know that there's probably going to be some kind of conversation about this so that he comments about it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he says, but I don't feel good about it. I don't want it to happen. I'm very much opposed to it, and unfortunately, if it comes to pass that Ella is the thing that localizes Kaino Kiseki, I don't think I can support it, which is heartbreaking to say the least. But we're talking about years down the road, so I'm not even going to think about it right now. Kaino Kiseki isn't even out until the 26th, and there's still a lot of room for this story to evolve, and there's still a lot of room for comment. I just hope that they listen. Which I know that Kondo does listen to his fans, so I just hope that this is one of those things they listen to. Anyway, normally, when it comes to something about generative AI, as I have done in the past, I've gone on long boycotts because of the stance of the company. I did this with Square Enix, I did this with Nintendo for a while, for a different reason. I'm not going to do it with Falcom because this is not a company stance. This affects one game in a series of 11. And it's a newly developed thing. If the Nihon Falcom company came out and took a firm stance saying, yeah, we support generative AI, that's what we want the future of our games to be, that would be an entirely different story. But that's not what this is. So I'm not going to boycott the Kiseki games. I'm going to continue to play them. I'm not paying as much attention to Kai no Kiseki anymore because of that. What I was trying to say is there's a difference between a company stance and something that's like affecting one singular game. A company stance is like if a company like Square Enix, for example, goes on record saying they support something like generative AI. That is a reason to boycott that company. It's the reason why I've voiced boycotting Square Enix games in the past. This is not the same, in my opinion. Like, I will be monitoring it, and if it becomes that kind of situation, then I am willing to boycott Nihon Falcom. It's gonna suck. I'm not gonna like it. But I'll do it. Just because it's a principle thing, it's important, and it's like, generative AI is so far-reaching that it's affecting projects that I never would have imagined it would. And it's scary. It really is, because, like, I was seeing it all over indie games for the longest of time on Steam. But, like, that was indie games. It was just, you know, I was naive in thinking that, okay, maybe this is just a thing that indie games will dabble in because it makes certain things easier, and I can just not support those games and not support those developers, and it'll be fine. And then Square Enix started talking about AI, and other companies started talking. It's far-reaching, a lot farther than I think a lot of us thought it was going to get. So, this is to remind you that there is a strike going on, which coincides with this subject and is part of the reason why I'm discussing it on this channel. To voice concerns related to generative AI and stop it from getting into video game productions. And like I said yesterday, it's not going to stop at video games. Once generative AI has trampled all over the video game industry, and once it has made a mockery of what used to be a very human endeavor, it's gonna come for other industries. I expected it would come for the industry I work in, and I just do customer service. It's gonna come for other industries. It's not gonna stop there. Oh, thank you, Riku. It's not gonna stop there. It's going to affect a wider variety of things than we probably ever would have thought it would. And there's so many different examples of the way that it's getting into gaming and other creative endeavors. It's scary. So this is the reason for the boycott. And sorry, not boycott. Why did I say boycott? Strike. Okay, I know I said boycott because I was talking about a boycott before, and then I segued into the conversation about the strike. My brain was still on the boycott. Anyway, so yeah, visit that link, check it out. There's nothing special you need to do to participate in the strike. All you have to do is support video games and people who create them. Play video games, stream video games, talk about video games. That is what you do to show that video games matter, because they are a human endeavor, and they are a thing that is created by people. And that's the long and the short of this. If you see any news about the localization of Kai no Kiseki, or like the ongoing developments with Ella, the machine learning AI that they're using for this test, feel free to pass them along, because I do not read my Twitter timeline, and I will probably miss a lot of it unless it is brought to my attention. Now, I have been following Nihon Falcom pretty closely in the wake of Kai no Kiseki, so I might see the Ella stuff, but you're always welcome to send it to me so that I can look at it, and I appreciate that. So, yeah. Alright, that said, let's get to the game. It's time to continue the finale of Trails Through Daybreak. If you weren't here last time, we didn't do very much. We are in the last chapter of this game now. We're checking out our 4 SPGs. Van was kind of a dick and told all of his part-time employees that they had to pick their own paths instead of staying with him, and they didn't like that. And that's pretty much all we did. We've just been running around talking to NPCs as we do. So you didn't miss too much. Where's my bingo card? Oh, there it is. I saved it under Domi's bingo card. So the stream is making me do an ad break. We'll do the ad break and then we will continue. I feel really bad about it, but there's not a way around it, unfortunately. So we will be back after these messages and then we will continue Trails Through Daybreak. All right, subbies, welcome back to stream. So here is our bingo card. If you don't know what this is, that's okay. I will explain it. Our bingo card is here for the purpose of offering predictions on the stream. So that can be like predictions for the game, like the plot. It could be predictions for the way the stream is going to go, like something that I do. It can be predictions for something happening in the stream, such as Rory falling asleep midway in the beginning of it, which we will now stamp because he did do that. And other things. So if you have a prediction, you can shout it in chat or say it in chat. Probably not shout. I don't know why you'd want to shout it. I mean, you can shout it. You can be that passionate about it if you want. But all you have to do is say it in chat, and we'll put it on the bingo card. And we have a couple of things here. Still not getting any bingos, but you know, I didn't fill out the whole card because I haven't had that many predictions recently. But maybe we'll have some more in the finale. We'll see. But yes, that is our bingo card. So please be mindful of that. Our stream connection is garbage. It's in the red and dropping quite a lot of frames. So I guess if that continues, I'm just gonna have to fucking stream later, I suppose. God, fuck this neighborhood, man. Anyway, let's continue. Alright. We were almost done talking to people here, but not quite. Oh, yes. We don't want to go in there yet. There was like a 4 SPG in there. But we're not ready for that. I don't think.
Off we go.
That's fair.
Jeez. The drink I got and the cough drops did not help my throat very much. I have a feeling the Almada struggle isn't over yet. I just have a weird feeling.
So in love with Welcome to Erland, sir. We have full confidence in our products.
That's not bad, but I'm
We
broke.
await your next visit.
So it do be how it is.
What have we got?
Gonna eat some? Hey, welcome.
Ooh, steamed dishes.
Thanks, pal. Well,
Jeez, it's not getting better, is it? I don't even know what the hell it is. What's going on? Close some shit. Close this. Alright. That's about everything I can close. Hopefully one of those things does something.
Do you need something? Please come again.
That's a lot of guys over there.
That's true.
Alright, let's talk to these guys. Oh, wait, never mind. Nice little party you guys got here. Don't mind if I do. Well, if it isn't Aaron and the Arkwright crew, good to see you've kept well. Huh, never thought I'd see a Bracer, a Hayway Elder, a Marduk security chief, and the CID here all banded together like this. Can't deny it makes me a bit on edge, though. Types from both sides of the law tend not to mix well. I assure you, it's much less charged than you make it out to be. We're just exchanging information and confirming agreements. Please, pay us no mind. Kasim. Oh, I haven't seen you since Aracion. We were just talking about how to actually go about cleaning up that mess. Taking care of the Almada remnants, you mean? Yeah, we've smoked out pretty much all the hideouts they had left. We're taking our own measures, of course, mostly concerning Almada's trade and supply routes. The more problematic trade routes have been taken care of. Hayway will see to the rest. Bet that's just what you were hoping for. We did also uncover some artifacts they had been using. The church is handling those. Yes. Celise and Leon took care of that. Well, it's good to hear that that's taken care of. Cool. Nice not to have that looming over the festival. In truth, that's why I'm here. The festival has the full support of the Kowloon group this year. That, of course, does lead to some overlap between us and Marduk. I'm here to make sure we don't step on each other's toes, so to speak. I can't tell you much, I'm afraid. Only the general approach HQ is taking. You'll have to wait 3 days for more in-depth negotiations. Mr. Thorndyke will be holding a meeting to go over our itinerary. Well then, you're right. Now probably isn't the best time. Can't go jumping the gun. They're discussing all sorts of things from the looks of it. Yeah, nothing to do with us, though. On the contrary, I do have some information you might find useful. We're still tracking down some Almada holdouts that have taken to the underground, along with some of the hate groups they use for their ends. Leftovers, huh? And Melchior's still on the run, too. Can't count them out just yet. He pulls those thugs back up, and we'll have Almada 2 on our hands. Indeed, he's quite the wild card. We haven't seen any movement from him as of late. But then, that means he hasn't been contacting said remnants either. The guild's working on exposing Almada's business ties. We want to pull it all out by the roots. Elaine and some S-ranks from HQ are in charge of that. Gotcha. How's she doing, out of curiosity? Sorry, can't say for sure. She should be back tomorrow, though. I'm sure she'd appreciate a nice, warm welcome when she gets home. Butt out then, bucko. All right, talk to everybody. So, now then, we just have our 4 SPGs to complete. We'll start with the park.
What are we waiting for?
There's a nasty guy to be fighting. Wait, there's no nasty guy here. Oh, yes, there is. Whoa, what the hell? It's that thing again. Fearsome foe is prowling around. We're going to exterminate
I'll
it.
take you on.
This'll hurt.
He's got a lot of weaknesses, that guy.
This'll hurt.
Sword crush! Go time! Activating skill. Blink and you'll miss it. Soar for me!
A chance!
Activating skill.
Here! Perfect chance!
Activating skill.
Perfect chance! This'll hurt!
Activating skill.
Nice. We got this. Oh, dear. Oh, of course it would do that
Shield.
bullshit. Rude!
Do your worst!
Oh, thank you for the self-care.
Certain arts work well on it.
Let's party!
Blaze.
Eat this! Erecting shield.
Well, this thing's going down hella fast.
Here goes! Boost activating skill. Take that! Activating skill. Keep moving, Van!
This'll hurt.
It's over!
Here goes. Time for the main event.
Van's alive!
Perfect chance!
Activating skill.
A chance!
Activating skill.
Ladies ready! Ben!
Uh-oh.
Payback
That was
time.
rude.
Go time! Eat this, sucker! Have some of this!
Perfect chance! Too late! You're toast!
There.
Nice, that thing died. Alright, that wasn't so bad. Ooh.
That's a wrap.
Reward deposited!
What is rebirth? Ooh, wait. Oh, it's long. What is rebirth?
Modifying your orbment, are you?
Oh, shit. Ooh. I think Agnes should have that.
Arts driver switched.
Cool. Now, what's her thing do again?
Switching to maintenance mode.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good choice. No. No. Okay, now yes. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. Alright, cool. We can leave now. I don't see any other 4 SPGs that we have, so let's do our free time and then we are officially ready to continue.
What's next?
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you, Van.
Alright, who do we have? Aw, Yume, we already did hers, though. We maxed hers out. Ren, we are almost done with. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do Nina's. I have some feelings about Nina after seeing screenshots of a certain other game. Okay, these three are good. What a coincidence. We're back at the forest where we already were. Wonder what she was doing out there. Oh, she was acting.
This is the real me. The one you don't know. The one I don't want you to know. But I can't run anymore. Not if I'm going to stay true to myself.
Oh shit.
That was invigorating. You should keep an eye out for my next performance.
Damn. Well, we're close to maxing hers out, but
What's next?
not all the way there. Probably gonna happen with this one too, because of the 150. Huh. Well, that was cute.
It'd be nice to introduce you to some friends of mine if the chance ever comes up.
One more.
What's next?
Damn. Damn. Aw. That was cute.
We should get some drinks and have another heated round of cards soon.
Maybe I'll crack open the good stuff for you when you do. Just try not to drink yourself stupid, Jack.
Victory dice. Ooh, I know what that is. Damn. Damn. Alright. That'll be it. Now we can go to the station street and talk to our mystery
On my
person.
way.
And most likely advance our story.
No rest. Good grief.
I can handle any maintenance.
Woo! That's new. Oh, wow. Huh. Interesting. Huh. Huh. Who should I give that to? I'm thinking maybe Katra.
Thanks for being such a good customer.
Switching to maintenance mode. Driver replaced.
Need help with something?
We're gonna have to open up all those slots too. Oh, there's not that many of them. Damn. Okay. Shit. What the hell do we set in these? Alright. Damn. Thrifty arts indeed.
I'm ready to help whatever you need.
Ooh. Okay.
Switching to maintenance mode.
Now I'm considering some ideas. If I could give Katra absorb arts, that would be a nice little setup, I think. I have avenging arts, but I need absorb earth and water. Too bad those are slots. Might not be able to get that.
That's a single element slot.
Well, let's give it a go.
I can handle any maintenance.
What? Oh, shit. We can even get the special ones. Oh. Well, that is quite nice. Did I say earth and wind?
Thanks for being such a good customer.
Switching to maintenance mode.
Alright, let's give it a go.
That's a single element slot. That's a single element slot.
Okay. Water.
Skill set updated. Skill set updated.
Oh, nice. We got it. Sweet.
Skill set updated. That's a single element slot.
What do we put in these two?
Skill set updated. That's a single element slot. Skill set updated.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. So now Katra has absorbing arts. So Katra can absorb EP based upon how much damage arts do.
Switching to
which
maintenance
is quite
mode.
nice.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
What'll you have today? Thanks for coming.
All right. So.
Do you have any preferences? Thanks for coming in.
I don't know who that is. All right, let's go talk to the guy. You really did come. Not that I didn't trust Dingo at all. Name's Van Arkwright. I take it you're Meld's editor-in-chief? Yep, that's me. Me and Dingo go back about 7 years. He told me a lot about you. Sounds like you were real busy over in Aracion, too. No clue what you're on about. Thought there would be no reports about us being involved in it. There won't. The authorities are keeping it a secret. Dude's probably just saying that to get under our skin. Well, whatever. It's not getting an article, so I'm not interested. I called you here for one of those 4 SPGs of yours. Nothing more, nothing less. The gist of it is that I want you to help me look for Dingo's notebook. Oh? What's this about? You suspect he had a notebook containing information he'd gathered as a reporter, or more like as an information dealer? Both, actually. I first heard about it a few weeks ago, just before he headed off to Cray. I could tell he was chasing a dangerous scoop of some kind, so I jokingly asked if he had a will ready yet. Oh. And look at us now. It didn't really occur to me, not even a second, that this would happen to him just 4 days later. He laughed at it at the time and said one thing to me. The closest thing I have to a will is my notebook. I've left it with the trusted source, so if anything happens to me, send out a 4 SPG about it. Wait a second. So this is a third memento of his on top of the video and the camera. We don't have that notebook ourselves, though. Sorry if that's what you were hoping for. Oh, I never thought you did, but I suspect you're the only one who can track it down. Dingo seemed to trust you more than anyone, so I suspect that's the way he wanted it to play out too. The authorities have got everything that happened in Cray down on lock, and Armada are dead and gone. So I can't imagine it'd have anything worth writing about an article about to begin with, which means it's not worth my while hunting down. But I can't just go and ignore his words about it. So here we are. I'll put up the money for you to find this thing, my last gift to him. So what's it gonna be, Spriggan? You gonna go find Dingo's notebook or not? Alright, well. We'll take the job. You got anything else you want to share? Maybe he said something more about this trusted source of his, for example? Yeah, I remember telling him that was nowhere near enough info to find the thing myself. Only hint he gave me was that it's with people who know about as much as my past as you do. Way to pique my interest. I wonder what Dingo's past was like. I've only heard bits and pieces of it myself. How much do you know? Even less than you do, I suspect. I know he used to live in Messeldom before ending up in the capital 7 years ago. That's about it. Wait, didn't Dantes act like he knew him?
It's been some time since we last met, Dingo Brad. Though we did cross paths in Tharbad, albeit briefly. If we exclude that little encounter, I haven't seen you since your days as a mere informant in Messeldom.
Yeah, and you were still Enrique's second in command back then.
They did touch on it during the Cray video. Alright, we'll see what we can dig up with that info then. Good luck. Anyway, my break's over. I gotta get back to work on finding scoops for the festival. I'll give you my number. Just give me a call if you do find it. I'll write you the money if you do. It can be my way of honoring Dingo's death. Got it. We'll take it from here. So what's the plan here? We don't exactly have a load of info to go off of. Only clue we have is that it's someone that knows about as much as Dingo as that other person does. Thank you for the bonking. I appreciate it. You always know exactly when to put pies in my face. That rules out Jack and Bermati, and Van, obviously. Oh, and Ren, too. Yeah. Any information dealer is probably out of question here, so is anyone with as many connections as Ren has. And people like Nina and I know even less than that Editor-in-Chief does. Dingo was a very private person, and it went both ways. It honestly surprised me to see a gossip magazine reporter being so considerate. That's just how Dingo was. Jack, Bramati, and I tried not to pry into his past either, mind you. Something must have happened between Dingo and Dantes while he was still in Messeldom. He left the city after whatever that was, ending up in the capital and becoming a reporter right after. Don't know any details, but I imagine we'll get out of this knowing a whole lot more than we came in with. We're gonna be unearthing what he tried to bury this whole time, all the burdens he carried by himself. I can't be the only one who immediately thought of her. Oh! I suppose I see who you mean now. Are we going to meet her then? Yeah, let's head on over to the Tyrell Times. Don't think a meeting with her will be all that hard to get as long as she's not out of the office. Right. Oh, damn it, that bastard up and left us with the bill! Gotta be pretty sly if you're gonna be running the biggest gossip rag in the country. Well, it's the least we can do for him since he brought this to our attention.
Off we go. All these shots are so nice.
Well, I heard.
Need something with the paper? Not this time. We came here to talk to you, Marielle. We'll give it to you straight. We're working on a 4 SPG involving Dingo, and I need your help. What? You are? What sort of request is it? Please tell me. To put it simply... You talked to Mel, Editor-in-Chief, Mr. Cunning? Dingo told me about him before, but I never had the chance to meet him in person. He said he wants you to find Dingo's notebook? That's right. Do you remember Dingo ever talking to you about that thing by any chance? Doesn't have to be anything direct or explicit. Anything you happen to remember him saying will help. Actually, we didn't just talk about it before. I've seen that notebook with my own eyes. Say what? How did that happen? As I'm sure you all noticed, when he was alive, I tended to barge in on him while he was trying to work and stuff. One day while we were having lunch, I was asking for advice on how to interview people, and he was writing stuff in his black leather notebook. I asked him what it was, since I was curious. He told me it's where he jots his info down, both for his reporting work and info broker stuff. That definitely sounds like what we're after. Hold on, I gotta fix my model. No, I think that made it worse. Okay, there we go. I'll get the hang of doing that one day. At least now we know it's real. I got a little whiny and tried to get him to show me his notes, but of course he refused. When I got huffy about it, he kind of laughed and patted me on the head. I still remember exactly what he said. Who knows? Maybe you'll get a peek at them one of these days. Although if I play my cards right, you shouldn't ever have to. Oh, wow. He must have already been preparing for what might happen to him in that case. If that's the way he was talking, then we can probably rule out him taking the notebook with him to Cray. The CID also apparently swept through his place and couldn't find any real material of note that he left there either. He had to have either given it to someone else to hang on to, or stashed it somewhere for safekeeping. Which brings me to my next question. Can you think of anyone he would have left that notebook with? Or anyone who might know where it would be? Again, it's okay if you don't know anything definitive. Any leads you would have would be great. And just to be clear, I don't mean other brokers like Bermati. I'm talking about other sorts of acquaintances he had. Right, of course. Let me think. Based on what Mr. Cunning told you... Wait, could he have? You think of something? Maybe. I could be completely wrong, but I can't rule it out either. Basically, when Dingo was alive, he would sometimes cover the adult industry for Meld magazine. He did? That's interesting. I guess that comes with being a tabloid reporter. What's the adult industry? Doesn't every industry have an adults in it? It's code for grown-up stuff. Certainly more grown-up than his wannabe protege here, that's for sure. Anyway, one time I confronted him about it. Do you really have to cover such sexual stuff in your articles? If readers demand it, it's our job as reporters to give them what they want, plain and simple. Plus, it's a way to get information that can help shut down some of the nastier illegal places run by the Mafia. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Say, out of curiosity, do you ever visit those sorts of places yourself? Huh? Only when I need to for work. Lately, I've been too busy to go to any places like that myself, so I've had to lean on one of my old contacts a lot to get what I need. Not exactly ideal when my job is supposed to be report on things I see myself, but it is what it is. Fair enough, I guess. You sure won't hear me complaining about you. Complaining about what? Nothing at all. Anyway, who's this contact you mentioned? Her? She's a woman who operates underground, runs a handful of outlets. Pretty talented, all things considered. She? Your contact is a woman? Yeah. Why does that matter? You've got to introduce me to her. It'll help me write better news articles. Yeah. Unfortunately, Dingo said it was too soon for me to be going to a place like that, and that was that. Looking back on it, there's only one part of town he could have meant when he said she worked underground, huh? Yeah, I think that one goes without saying. Not only that, I think it just might know the woman he's talking about. Never would have guessed those two had any history. It just goes to show it's a small world we live in. I certainly remember there being a business that fit the bill when we went down there. Does that mean we're going to the Blacklight District? Yeah, who knows if we'll turn anything up down there, but it's worth a shot.
Hey, you guys? I want to go with you. Could I, please?
I don't know. Yeah, it gets kind of dangerous in the Blacklight District. Oh, I already know how dangerous it can be, believe me. But we're talking about Dingo's notes here. What's inside them matters to me too, you know.
Who knows? Maybe you'll get a peek at them one of these days. Although if I play my cards right, you should never have to.
She does have a point. What do you think, Van? Alright, you can come. You did give us some valuable info, so it's only fair. But you gotta promise 2 things. 1, you'll stay behind us down there. No running ahead. And 2, you'll carry your own weight and help us out too. Deal? Deal. Thanks, Van. I promise you won't regret this. Alright.
Heading to the objective.
Don't think I've seen you before.
Guess I'll check out the arena.
But boss is gonna yell at you.
I like it.
Wanna get a drink together?
Can we talk?
Oh, it's you. You know, I thought I knew you well, but I had no idea you and Dingo went so far back. Level with me here. You were the one helping him investigate Almada's illegal adult business, weren't you? Yeah, that's right. We must have worked together for, a decade, I want to say. We both had to keep it on the down low in order to operate freely, though. He and I had just known each other since we were both up in Nesseldom. That long, huh? Guess that makes sense. If you don't mind me asking, how did the two of you, meet? Oh, it wasn't anything special. He was a newly minted intel broker, and I was your common whore, making ends meet out on the streets. We had a nice little thing going. He'd buy information I coaxed from my clients, and I'd do some favors in kind. He scratched my back, I scratched his. Huh. This is all news to me. Can we assume the Dingo hadn't started doing any reporting work back then? More or less. I will say, for an errand boy working underground, he had a certain naivete to him back then. Maybe because he was still so young. I had an acquaintance who worked at a local paper. I remember he was pretty intrigued about that side of things. I'll also mention it was 8 years ago when I made the move to Edith and set up shop. Sorry. Sorry. I'll also mention it was 8 years ago when I made the move to Edith to set up shop down here. But before I left, he gave me some top secret information as a parting gift. His intel and his connections have been a huge help to me. Leave it to the lady killer to smooth his way into the underground. He really helped a lot of people while he was alive, didn't he? That he did. Later on, after everything went down in Messeldom, that's when he ended up drifting into town. Personally, I was happy to see him make a clean break and get into a better line of work with better people. You never know what life has in store for you. Maybe the goddess took a liking to him and threw him a bone. Maybe so, yeah. Sorry to interject, but what happened to him in Messeldom? I didn't know anything about that. I wish I could tell you, honey, but it's not really my place to say. That all happened after I left, so I only heard things through the grapevine. But I won't leave you empty-handed. If you're looking for his notebook, I've got some information I'd be happy to share. Really? You do that? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Just to clarify, we're looking for this black leather notebook he used to carry around. You've seen it before, I take it? Sure have. He'd been looking for a place to stash it away. I offered to hold on to it myself, but he turned me down. Can't blame him for being so cautious when he was going up against Almada. But I did hear him mutter about asking someone for help on his way out of town for a piece. That was 3 days before everything went down in Cray for reference. Holy cow, what timing? That's a valuable clue there. Actually, now that she mentions it, how did Dingo get to Cray? You have any ideas, Van? He had this tiny-ass car, but he never drove it all that much. He was always paranoid if people followed him. Usually he took the train or a bus when he had to go out to the sticks. Probably flew a bit from time to time, too. But I don't know what he did here. Same. We're talking about a guy who knew all their tricks by that point. He he may as well have just been moving randomly. He sure as hell wouldn't take something as obvious as transportation. Not when Hamada had eyes everywhere. Exactly. I think we can rule out his own car, too. That would carry its own risks. Thinking realistically, he probably would have. I think he probably hitchhiked. You know, ridiculous as it sounds, he probably could have gotten all the way out to the countryside on the back of the truck. Oh. A normal bike's handy for a reporter like him, maneuverable too. But you stick out like a sore thumb when you're on one with how rare they are. That's not how he did things. I think chances are pretty good our guy took a taxi. Sure as hell ain't cheap, but it'd have given him the lowest profile and the most flexibility. They blend right in on the road. Oh, good thinking. You might be onto something, man. Taxis are pretty commonplace, especially for people heading out of town. There's no way Almada could have been monitoring every single taxi running in Edith. So let's say he did take a taxi. What kind would he have taken? Probably one of those independent ones instead of a company taxi, right? That's a good point. A self-employed driver would have given him more flexibility. I can't believe he Ubered all the way to Cray. Sounds like you guys have your next lead. I have no idea who this driver could be, unfortunately. Maybe one of his friends. My guess is he had a driver hired on the regular, someone he could trust. That ring any bells for you, sweetheart? You know something? It actually does. Remember, Dingo would sometimes hail a taxi to get to a reporting site. He mostly took one that had this black and yellow checkered pattern around the bottom. The driver was an eccentric guy too, from what I can recall. Oh, that guy! Oh wow, that's really good info. Glad you were able to remember that. You said it. We'll have to look into that once we're done here. Anyway, thanks for the chat, mistress. I'll pay you back sometime. Yes, thank you so much. You have no idea how grateful I am. Oh, don't mention it. I owe Dingo that much. That said, you can always repay me by coming back here to play, you know. Don't forget that. But yeah, Dingo would tell stories about you two sometimes. The punk-ass Spriggan and the newbie reporter he'd befriended. I hope you're able to track down his notebook. If there's anyone out there he'd want to inherit it, I'd have to imagine it'd be you two. Thank you. We'll do our best. We're sure as hell gonna try. It'd be a waste to just let it go after doing all this work for it. A taxi with the black and yellow checkered pattern. I know exactly which one that is. Had no idea Dingo was a regular in it. I see that car out by Central Station a lot. Driver's probably out for lunch right now, though. Let's check the food stall and see if we get lucky. Alright, let's go to an ad break. We'll be back in a minute. 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. I was eating cereal. I hadn't eaten today yet, so. All right. Let's save real quick.
Come on!
Taking off now.
That's fair.
All right, we're back on the case of trying to find this notebook.
Well,
Looks like our driver. Oh, that car there has a checker pattern. It's got to be it. That's the taxi. The driver's got to be close. Let's sniff him out.
Let me ask you something.
Oh, well, if it isn't a big boy with a cute girl hugging his arm. Never thought you'd ask me about that name and notebook. Wonders never cease, huh? Ah! Looks like we found our guy. So word is you were scratching Dingo's back every now and then. Yep, I may not look it, but I used to run all over the Republic, taking odd jobs on the down low. I was on this smuggling run once, and bam, I bumped right into him. That's how we met. That must have been, 10 years ago? Dingo would have been about 20, I think. Alright. So do you know how he got tangled up with Almada back then, too? Oh my boy, do I ever. That was what led him to ask me for help out of the city that day. I snuck him out just like that. He hopped on a bus for Cray, and that was the last I saw of him. In retrospect, I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have let his dumb ass do that. It wasn't your fault, Giordano. Don't beat yourself up over it. You weren't the one who killed him. It was Almada. Not even. Dante's owned that shitheel. You're right, yeah. I heard what he got was coming to him I heard he got what was coming to him at the old Capitol. I bet Dingo's laughing up there. I'm happy karma came around for the bastard. I hope it makes him feel better. He really regretted being the guy's broker in his Oh. Dante's really wasn't the same guy once he took over. So that's his background, huh? Not trying to justify him, but Dante's used to have a good rep on the streets. He had a code and he stuck to it, and that let people trust him. No wonder he ended up to be so popular, with how much everyone hated the head honcho before him. He got Dingo hook, line, and sinker. Dingo was his informant. Fed him the info he needed to bring the old guy down, and now in his stead, we have this monster he built. Monster, huh? A fitting title for him. I'm not too privy to what happened beyond that, so I don't want to speculate. So if you're looking for Dingo's old notebook and you think I've got it, bingo. Please, may I please have it? Well, I'd love to give it to you, but I'm afraid I can't. Why not? Is there something you wanted done first? What? Pretty boy says it was for your eyes only? Well, he told me to keep an eye out for this Spriggan guy, a newbie reporter. If anything happened to him, he wanted me to give this here key to whichever you two I bump into first. Oh, we got a coin locker key. Oh. So what's this key for? Looks like the key for the station coin locker like you'd see around the subway. Spot on. He said he'd stash it in the easiest locker he could find. I'm not sure what he meant by that, though. I have no idea which station it's at. Got it. The easiest locker he could find. Where would that be? That about gives it away. Oh, could it be the one by Van's office? Probably. Let's head on back and take a look. Thanks a bunch, Giordano. Maybe I'll make it up to you with the joyride one of these days, when I feel like it. You just call me anytime you're plastered, and I'll be your DD.
Go, go, go!
Alrighty.